Now, your latest headlines and most accurate forecast from 41 Action News.
I'm Caitlin Canute. Here's a look at your headlines this Thursday, December 17th. An FDA panel has given its recommendation to the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. So now the FDA will take that endorsement into consideration before deciding whether to grant emergency use authorization. The agency says it does expect that approval process will be faster than it was last week when they approved the Pfizer vaccine, which took a bit longer than 24 hours. The Moderna vaccine, if that gets emergency use authorization this week, Kansas expects to receive 49,000 doses next week. Missouri expects to receive an initial shipment of 105,000 Moderna vaccines. And this all comes 1 week after the panel recommended Pfizer's vaccine, as we mentioned, which is now being administered across the country. More vaccines are headed to Kansas and Missouri next week, but not as many as the states originally planned for. That's because the federal government reduced allocations of vaccines to several states. Health leaders in Kansas say they'll receive about 11,000 fewer doses than they planned on. Missouri originally expected to receive about 63,700 Pfizer doses next week, but now the state's health department said that number could decrease 25 to 30%. And as the U.S. sets a record for the number of new COVID-19 cases, those numbers here in the metro are actually dropping. Daily trends over the last 7 days show fewer cases than any other week since October locally. However, if the same trend holds true, the metro could also set a record for the most deaths reported in a single week. That's a result of the number of new cases reported about 3 weeks ago. And with Christmas coming up next week, doctors say now is not the time to let our guards down. Now here's Gary with that forecast.
All right, 55 degrees tomorrow, Caitlin, with windy conditions, very windy conditions in the afternoon, and then 60s next week. Remember to get your news and weather anytime at KSHB.com.